On the 5th of November, Operation Facebook will be commencing, in which Anonymous will be shutting Facebook down and taking it from the internet for the good of humanity. Yes, it is a good way to keep in touch with friends, you might say, but that is not worth the risk in the long run. As for what they do with your information behind closed doors, if you are still skeptical about whether it should be trusted or not, here are a few reasons that will help you decide. 10. Facebook's terms of service are completely one-sided. Let's start with the basics. Facebook's terms of service state that not only do they own your data, but if you don't keep it up to date and accurate, they can terminate your account. You could argue that the terms are just protecting Facebook's interests, and are not in practice enforced, but in the context of their other activities, this defense is pretty weak. As you'll see, there's no reason to give them the benefit of 9. Facebook's CEO has a documented history of unethical behavior. From the very beginning of Facebook's existence, there are questions about Zuckerberg's ethics. According to BusinessInsider.com, he used Facebook user data to guess email passwords and read personal email in order to discredit his rivals. These allegations, albeit unproven and somewhat dated, nonetheless raise troubling questions about the ethics of the CEO of the world's largest social network. It's you to share information that you might not otherwise share, and then they make it publicly available. Since they are in the business of monetizing information about you for advertising purposes, this amounts to tricking their users into giving advertisers information about themselves. This is why Facebook is so much worse. Facebook is a bully. When Pete Warden demonstrated just how this bait and switch works by crawling all the data that Facebook's privacy settings changes had inadvertently made public, they sued him. Keep in mind, this happened just before they announced the Open Graph API, and stated means now you are not only trusting Facebook, but the application developers, too, many of whom are too small to worry much about keeping your data secure. And some of whom might be even more ethically challenged than Facebook. In practice, what this means is that all your data, all of it, must be effectively considered public, unless you simply never use any Facebook applications at all. Coupled with the Open Graph API, you are no longer trusting Facebook, but the Facebook ecosystem. 4. Facebook is not technically competent enough to be trusted. Even if we weren't talking about ethical issues here, I can't trust Facebook's technical competence to make sure my data isn't hijacked. For example, their recent introduction of their like button makes it rather easy for spammers to gain access to my feed and spam my social network. Or how about this Gen 4 harvesting profile data? These are just the latest of a series of Keystone Cops mistakes, such as accidentally making users' profiles completely public, or the cross-site scripting hole that took them over 2 weeks to fix. They either don't care too much about your privacy or don't really have very good engineers, or perhaps both. 3. Facebook makes it incredibly difficult to truly delete your account. It's one thing to make data public or even mislead users about doing so, but where I really draw the line is that, once you decide you've had enough, it's pretty tricky to really delete your account. They make no promises about deleting your data, and every application you've used may keep it as well. On top of that, account deletion is incredibly and intentionally confusing. When you go to your account settings, you're given an option to deactivate your account, which turns out not to be the same thing as deleting it. Deactivating means you can still be tagged in photos and be spammed by Facebook. You actually have to opt out of getting emails as part of the deep tides out young, an incredibly easy detail to overlook, since you think you're deleting your account. Finally, the moment you log back in, you're back like nothing ever happened. In fact, it's really not much different from not logging in for a while. To actually delete your account, you have to find 1. The Facebook application itself sucks. Between the farms and the mafia wars and the top news, which always guesses wrong, is that configurable somehow? And the myriad privacy settings and the annoying ads with all that data about me, the best they can apparently do is promote dating sites, because, I'm single, and the thousands upon thousands of crappy applications. Facebook is almost completely useless to me at this point. Yes, I could probably customize it better, but the navigation is ridiculous, so I don't bother. And, yet, somehow, I can't even change colors or apply themes or do anything to make my page look personalized. Let's not even get into how slowly your feed page loads. Basically, at this point, Facebook is more annoying than anything else. While social networking is a fun new application category enjoying remarkable growth, Facebook isn't the only game in town. I don't like their application nor how they do business, and so I've made my choice to use other providers. And so can you. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.